Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Christina and I am a homeschooling, homesteading mom of 3. For our ELA curriculum, we use The Good and the Beautiful. The creator of The Good and Beautiful curriculum, Jenny Phillips, has selected books and made a book list, only including books that are going to be of very high quality, both educationally and morally for our children. There is no disrespectful or inappropriate behavior, which is made to look funny or acceptable, no unclean language, selections with wonderful writing of the highest literary value, character building themes such as bravery, hard work, kindness, and respect. So if that sounds good to you, stick with me because I'm going to go through our bookshelf that we use for our kids who are in, they are in 3rd and 5th grade. We're wrapping that up. Some of these books are a little bit easier, some of them are a little harder. Stick around. After I go through my shelf, I'm bringing my kids in so they can talk to you about their favorites, and I have a giveaway for you. So if that interests you, come along, and I'll put chapters down in the comments below to make it quick so that you can kind of zip through to the things that you are most interested in. Hello there! I know many of you are searching for next year's homeschool curriculum as you wrap up this year, and I wanted to share with you what is on our Good and Beautiful shelf. We use the Good and Beautiful curriculum for language arts and literature. My son just completed the level 3. He is in 3rd grade. And I wanted to share with you the books that are currently on our Good and Beautiful shelf. Some of these are easier than the kids' reading ability, and some of them are a little bit harder and they're things to grow. But this is what we've got. Lewis Braille, The Boy Who Invented Books for the Blind. The King's Equal. The kids really enjoyed this book. Charlotte's Web. Stone Fox. I'm not sure how to say this. I actually haven't read this one yet. Lee Loon, I'm going to say, or Lee Lun. Lad of Courage. Mr. Apple's Family. It is a level 3, and I have to say, my son tore through this book. So it looks pretty big, but I think these stories are rather short, larger print, spaced out, lots of illustrations. Just a heads up. And this one did come from the Good and the Beautiful library. But I thought it might take a little bit more than it did for him to get through this one. We've got books from the Little House series, The Long Winter, Farmer Boy, On the Banks of Plum Creek, and Little House in the Big Woods. Daniel Boone. Last summer, The Good and the Beautiful had a summer reading program, and my daughter got the book Johnny McKee and the Big Flood. This is a level 4 from the Good and Beautiful library. We ended up with 2 copies of Martha Washington, America's First Lady. Another Laurel Ingalls book, Little Town on the Prairie. And The First 4 Years. The Whipping Boy. The Summer of the Swans. Hans Brinker. I don't believe this is on Jenny Phillips's Good and Beautiful list, but we read this with our Exploring Countries and Cultures, and we really enjoyed this with our My Father's World Exploring Countries and Cultures, and I felt it was a good and beautiful book, so I stuck that up here, and that would be true of a couple of these. Daughter of the Mountains. Again, it is not, I don't think, on Jenny Phillips's list, but we like it. The Adventures of Peter Cottontail. This is from the Good and Beautiful library. It is a level 2. I believe we got it through the summer reading program they had. Facts About Cats and Dogs. But lots of pictures and simple text. Laura Ingalls Wilder book, West from Home. We like these, don't we? Rags, an Orphan of the Storm from the Good and Beautiful Library. Fiddler Crab from the Good and Beautiful Library. The Canada Geese Quilt. I remember my daughter loved this book. She's like, Mom, you have to read it. I've heard a lot of good things about it. And The Big Wave by Pearl S. Buck. And this correlated well with My Father's World, Exploring Countries and Cultures also, as we were learning about Asia. So it was kind of fun that my daughter happened to pick that up and get into it then. Helen Keller. Ballerina Dreams, From Orphan to Dancer. It's a step into reading book. It's a level 4. Well, it's not on Jenny Phillips's list as a level 4. The step into reading level is a 4. This is another Thornton Burgess book, The Adventures of Reddy Fox. This was the first one that my son read out of this series, and he loved it and has asked for more. So he got another one for his birthday. On Jenny's list, Chocolate by Hershey. We haven't read that one yet. That's new to us. From the Good and Beautiful Library, Syrup. It's a level 4 by Margaret Otto. So the text is rather spaced out. Slightly larger print. My kids have loved these. We read one as a read aloud doing the Adventures in U.S. History, and the kids thought it was wonderful. So my library actually asked me what books we might like added to the collection, and I said we really liked these. I think other kids would too. They're hilarious and they're just nice books. So we've got Still More Stories from Grandma's Attic, and you can see we borrowed that one from the library, but the library's letting us keep it for a little bit. And there's another one that my daughter's reading currently. All right, so my son just finished up the level 3, and he and my daughter were fighting over who gets to keep this book, because this came with the course and they read poetry from it every day, and they both really enjoyed it. So they were fighting over who got to keep it. So I said, well, let's just put it on our Good and Beautiful shelf. So I did that, and then I'm also just gonna go ahead and put up the level 3 personal reader on the Good and Beautiful shelf also. All right, so this is the Beanie box set, and it comes with 2 books. Beanie and his dog, Beanie and his pony, and I know that my kiddos loved it, but the books are missing. I think they're downstairs in their rooms, actually. Found this at Goodwill. Winnie the Pooh, The Complete Tales of Winnie the Pooh. And I thought, well, that's gotta go in our collection for $1 or whatever it might have been. And the library was selling this one, Bible Stories, A Treasury for Young Readers. And I thought it looked like a nice addition to our collection also. So these are the books that our kids just get to choose from during their Good and Beautiful reading time in their course book. Every day they are asked to read from their personal reader. So they do depending on the level, so the younger ones work with the parent about half the time, and then they have independent practice time. And then at the end of their independent practice, it always asks them to do some personal reading. So I'll say right there. It says personal reading. For at least 20 minutes, read a book on your level from the Good and Beautiful book list. So we have just kind of started our Good and Beautiful library here, and then we've got our book basket for the My Father's World, Exploring Countries and Cultures that the kids read from about 15 minutes a day. And then we also have, I assign them independent reading of their choice also, so they do that too. All right, now bring on those chatty kiddos to talk about their favorite books from the Good and Beautiful book list.
Ow. The Adventures of Old Granny Fox, which is a great book, but I'm not completely ready yet. Now this one, The Adventures of Reddy Fox, which you can guess that Old Granny Fox is Reddy Fox's grandma. Probably you didn't know that, but anyways, and Peter, The Adventures of Peter Cottontail. Really, Peter Rabbit. But I said it wrong, didn't I? Peter Cottontail. So now my mom might show you a couple of pictures of the books that I like: 5 Two Dog Stories and Cheddar the Red Squirrel. Yes, he's a red squirrel. Now, if you're wondering what the bad guy of the books are, is Farmer Brown and Farmer Brown's Boy. Peace out.
Hi, I am A1 and I'm going to be telling you why I like these Good and Beautiful books. Now from the light you might not see it, but it's Canadian. It's the Canada Geese quilt. And so the reason I like it, it's because I love stories about girls my age and how they have adventure and what they go through. They just keep on pushing. So if you're a girl like my age, I'm 10, you might like this. Her mom is having a baby and they don't know if it's gonna be a boy or girl. She's struggling to figure out what to get for it because it could be a boy or girl, so like what do you really get? But so her grandma's like really old. So what's happening is no matter what, her grandma's helping her make a quilt out of because what she loves. It's what inspired her. It's geese. Geese are beautiful birds, even though they're like kind of dull. They're so beautiful. That's why I like this because it has girl power in it a bit. Donnie McKee and the Big Flood is a favorite because I'm an animal lover, obviously. It has a lot of power in it. It has like, oh my gosh, neighbors there, and they have I love horses. That's the reason I kept on reading it. But he lets out all the animals, and they destroy the neighbors' tomatoes and everything. He tries to get a job and buy flats for them, and then when he goes there, he sees there are already flats. But he sees the animals are in huge danger for water. When he was on the way to come back with his uncle and his cousins, water from the river came gushing down fast, and they were screaming all, and he stepped on the pedal, and then they got off. But I'm not telling you anymore because you're going to have to read it yourself. Because it is a wonderful but long story.
It sounds exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. Beanie. So this is the box is empty because we have the books. I'm just kind of reading them now, so they're in my room. But Beanie series, Beanie and his pony, Beanie and his dog. Beanie and his dog is first, and then Beanie and his pony is second. Is really good. So about this is a boy who loves adventures, like me. I'm that girl that'll go for any adventure. But so thing is, Beanie, he has a dog, and like they thought he was the chicken killer, but he wasn't. Even though Beanie was hesitating because he saw him playing with the chicken, the dog wasn't killing it. He was just playing with the chicken, and they found out the chicken is a chicken hawk. Obvious. For Beanie and his pony, he finds a pony that's like really like how your ribs are like when you go like this. See a rib cage, like it's way worse. Yeah, it was way too skinny, and it was out of water. It had an infected cut on its foot. And so yeah, and then what the captain did, he cut it. He had to cut it. At first it's like a shiver down his spine, but the pony knew somehow it was helping it. Not telling you more because again, you're going to read it yourself. These are wonderful books. In Grandma's Attic, but it's series, but Grandma's Attic series 3. I think I've read series 2. Have I read series?
You've read book 2.
Yeah, I've read book 1, book 2. Now I'm on book 3. It is really good. I haven't really finished it, but all I know is it's this girl. She loves hearing her grandma's stories, and she just figures them out. And like the grandma just has an adventure. Her friend Sally Jane. Right now, I'm so far, and she's gone to the city, and so far, she kind of wished that she's gone back with the whole other family back at home. So these are really great. These are 5 good and beautiful books that I love. See you later. Watch me and my brother's Day of the Life. Bye.
I have a giveaway for you. I have brand new, never used. We actually just ended up with 2 copies ourselves. So I'm just going to share with you these brand new, never used level 2 shared reader and personal reader from the Good and Beautiful curriculum. So if you think you might like to use the Good and Beautiful curriculum, you can just order the workbook and then you won't have to order these books. Or they actually offer on their website, you can download them. You can download the course book, the curriculum, for free, and you would normally need to order these, but I have them for you, so I'm going to do a giveaway. So this is what we'll do. If you are subscribed and you comment below, I will randomly pick someone 1 week from now to send this out to. So in 1 week, I will draw a winner. You must be subscribed and you must have commented below, and I will post the winner sometime or 1 week from now, and then I will go ahead and ask you to email me and I'll give you that information. All right, so those are the books on my bookshelf and I hope you enjoy. Thank you. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the kids' evaluations of their favorite books. I do want to add that the Laura Ingalls Wilder series was a big hit with Carter earlier this year. He devoured it and now he has moved on to another series. So such is life, right? I'm glad he's finding so many good books.